What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more solo Morrissey, and we're returning to the Bona Drag compilation. Thank you again to Seb. And the next track is Girl Least Likely To, which obviously leaves a great deal up in the air. We don't know what the verb or status is that follows that opening phrase, but at the same time, I suppose it's noteworthy that it's describing or at least hypothesizing or insisting what someone isn't rather than what they are. I suppose it's also fair to say that if you're making such a claim, it's perhaps not impossible that they could be doing or as the noun or verb that follows would likely to suggest, meaning if something is very impossible or inconceivable that someone might do, then you probably wouldn't waste your breath saying that they're the least likely to do it. But yet, at the same time, if you're saying they're least likely, you're saying that anyone else you might consider is more likely to do the thing in question. So, yeah, it's a typically cryptic, if also negative, and I don't mean negative as in bad or dismissive or, what's the right word, derogatory, but at the same time it is negative in that it's the absence of description. It is description by saying what something isn't, so it feels typical Morrissey even though I have no idea what to expect, so let's hear it. This is Morrissey, the track is Girl Least Likely To, and it's a tune included on the compilation Bona Drag. Maybe? Hold on. I think my system is having a problem. Let's try this one more time.
How many times have I been around? Recycled papers paving the ground where she lives for the written word. And people come second or possibly third. And there is no style, but I say well done to the girl least likely to. Oh, deep in my heart, how I wish I was wrong. But deep in my heart, I know I'm not. And there's enough gloom in her world, I'm certain, without my contribution. So I sit and I smile and I say well done to the girl least likely to. Page after page of sniping rage, an English singe or an American tinge. There's a publisher, she said, in the new year. It's never in this year. I do think this, but I can't admit it to the girl least likely to. So one more song with no technique, one more song which seems all wrong. And no, the news is bad again. See me as I am again. And the scales of justice sway one way in the rooms of those least likely to. Oh, deep in my heart, how I want to be wrong, but the moods and the styles too frequently change. From 21 to 25, from 25 to 29, and I sit and I smile and I say well done to the girl least likely to. Oh, one more song about the Queen or standing around shops with peas, but somebody's got to make it to screams. So why can't it be me? But she would die if we heard her sing from the heart, which is hurt. So how many times will I shed a tear and another stage of burst to cheer? When you shine in the public eye, my dear, please turning the knife on everything except our own life. And if that somewhere strikes midnight, and an explanation it treads me, if only there could be a way. There is a different mood all over the world, a different shoot on familiar views, and these that could all be for you. So will you come down and I'll meet you, with no more poems, with nothing to hit home, darling, it's all for you. Darling, it's all for you. Oh, darling, it's all for you. Oh, darling, it's all for you.
So much to say. So sonically, it feels like it's in a typical range for Morrissey, and is another one that I feel like could very well have been a Smiths tune in terms of the sonic environment, that mellow, moving along, not terribly slow or fast, just kind of this smooth indie rock type of feel. Lyrically, I'm intrigued, or first I should say also that the Sonics had a bit of a drag, a bit of a things aren't exactly as I would like them to be, atmosphere or tone to them, especially in the latter half of the tune, which seems to fit. I'm not, excuse me, sure what all is going on here. I will say it sounds like a woman she prefers books to other people. People might even come in third to maybe books and her writing. And at first it sounded like maybe there's two criticisms going on. The idea that he would love to be with this woman, but he knows he's never going to quite make it there. She's never going to really see him that way, which is sort of a criticism of himself, or at least it's self-deprecating, which again would seem to fit in perfectly with a lot of Morrissey's lyrics. But then it sounded like she's saying like, oh, I'm going to publish this, like, yeah, next year, and it's always next year, which is sort of a knock on maybe writer's block, but maybe just this idea, aspiring writers, they're always working on a novel, they always want to publish something, and they're maybe going to do it in a little while next year, but that never becomes actual because a lot of writers sort of die on the vine, if you will. They never actually come to fruition and follow through on what they're trying, or maybe they keep getting stuck and they can't get through to just putting it on paper and finishing it and actually sending it to a publisher. So then it seemed like maybe he's criticizing her a bit, and the more the tune went on, that's more of the sense I got, that there's a bit of wit and sarcastic attitude going toward her, but then he's saying this is all for you, so then it feels like maybe he's still saying that despite anything, I really do have feelings for this person, even if it's never going to happen, even if she'll never see me that way, and she's not becoming the person she wants to, I'm still invested in this feeling, and I'll continue to feel it all for you. So I don't really know the essence of the story here, but it seems critical in multiple directions, and it seems unrealized, unfulfilled, maybe again for him emotionally and her professionally. And I suppose in the end there's some measure of acceptance, if I'm reading any of those lines correctly, in that he's saying, well, I'm still committed to this feeling and I'm still going to articulate it all for you, even if I don't get what I want and you don't get what you want either. But he does seem to also suggest that, like, when you're famous, remember this. So maybe he's saying that he does think she'll get over that hump eventually. She'll begin publishing and becoming famous, and he wants her to appreciate that he was there when she was still dithering and not able to accomplish her goals. So all of that feels, if any of it's relevant, that it could very much fit in with his themes of self-deprecation, a bit of self-loathing, a bit of we're all out here bumping our heads against the walls of life and not really fulfilling what the ideal story would be. So, yeah, again, without fully understanding what's happening, it feels like there's a lot of typical Morrissey going on. So, yeah, another cool one from him. Once again, shout out to Seb. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.